welcome to episode number 7 of the Michael Ryder Show. Today, I do have Nick Young join us today on the podcast. How you doing today, Nick? What's up, man?
Oh, dude, I'm pretty good. What about yourself?
Living life, man. Living life. I've been wanting to get on you for a while. So, So, I know you got a lot on your chest right now. I know you're rearing ready to go. So, let's start it off. What's your feelings on 2020?
2020. The best way to put 2020 is that there's no way in hell 2021 is any better.
You don't think?
And I hate to say it. I don't. I hate to say it, but this shit's going to get worse.
As in, like, political, or are you talking like COVID?
Dude, I'm
Or
pretty sure the world's
anything
next. I think we're like 2 small disasters away from the world just...
Well, I respect your opinion, but I hope you're fucking wrong.
Man, I hope I'm wrong too, man. There's a lot of cool shit coming out in 2021.
Hey, man.
But think about this. We're what? We're August right now, right?
Yeah.
We still got to get through an election.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll talk more about that and everything. Because I will say this: if the world ends before I can see the new Jurassic World movie, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
I feel you there. They're back to filming it finally.
Thank you. Like, I saw that, man. I was like, man, if COVID, and I saw where they delayed it. I was like, man, thank God they didn't delay the actual start date of the movie. I think it's like June.
Oh, they'll push it back, man. It's gonna get pushed back for sure.
I hope not. I mean, I'm pretty excited. I don't know if you've seen who's all back in it and everything like that.
Oh yeah. I saw
Sam
a lot
Neill,
of it.
Jeff Goldblum's back in it, Laura Dern. I'm super excited about that. I'm very excited about that.
Well,
but
we can throw out spoilers for the last one, right?
yeah, sure. Yeah.
You don't think anyone's gonna get pissed off?
No. I mean, they've had plenty of time to see it.
That's a good point. It is like what, 2 years old?
Yeah.
I mean, the way that second one ended, these dinosaurs are going all over the world. It's about to be a chaotic movie.
Man, that I'm eager to see how that plays itself out.
I mean, no one should be surprised anyways. It's in the title. It's Jurassic World.
Yeah. I mean, I think they've done a really good job of that, not being biased or anything. But I think, especially coming off Jurassic Park 3, which, to a lot of people, that's the worst one. Now, I think the second Jurassic World movie was very slow, but I think you needed that to be able to build to the third one. The first one was really good. The second one was very good, but there was some dry moments in it. It's like,
it had some weird parts in it, like that whole auction thing. Kind of, I don't really get what that was about.
That was kind of cool,
but it was a solid movie though. It made no sense though, man. Like, you're just gonna auction off dinosaurs. There's no way anything can go wrong. Like, these people can't be that dumb.
Yeah, I mean, the guy walking into the cage, like, how dumb are you, man?
Exactly.
Nah.
I feel like they throw that stuff in there, like, it's a film. It doesn't have to be believable.
I mean, as long as Jeff Goldblum, Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Chris Pratt, and even Bryce Dallas Howard, as long as they all live, I'm cool with it. You better not kill Sam Neill. I mean, that's I told myself.
Man, they'll kill Chris Pratt. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, dude, talk about
a
plot twist.
I'll call that now. I'll call that in August of 2020. They'll kill Chris Pratt.
Really?
Yep. He'll sacrifice himself.
Oh, wow. That's a bold statement.
That's what I'm going for today. Is bold.
Well, I mean, listen, man. As long as they don't, I don't think they will. I think if anyone is going to die out of those 5, I think it would be probably Jeff Goldblum.
I could see that.
I don't think they're going to kill the chicks off. I don't.
Nah, they won't do that.
They're not going to kill Sam Neill. They're definitely not going to kill Chris Pratt.
Dude, they're going to kill Chris Pratt. It's the end of the trilogy. They don't have a 4th one coming out. He's dead.
I mean, as far as you know, they could come out.
I won't be surprised if they don't throw a fucking thing at the beginning. He dies 20 minutes in to throw you off.
Dude, you talk about a plot twist.
Right.
You talk about a mind fucker. Like, you come in there like, oh, Chris Pratt. And then, like, next thing you know, he gets fucking 8.
Secretly, that's what I'm hoping for, man. Just do that gut punch. Just kill him 20 minutes into the film.
Get it over with. I told myself if Sam Neill died in Jurassic Park 3, I'd walk out. And I was like 9 years old at the time. Yeah, I was like, I remember I didn't get to see it right off the bat, and this girl, I was like, hey, does Sam Neill live? She's like, who's that? I'm like, what? I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm 9 years old now.
Never a good sign. Never a good sign.
I was like, well, so, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. You know, I don't really go to the movie theaters very often, but for those, I do. So
yeah, I made exceptions for them, and I've made exceptions for the It movies. That's pretty much about it in the last few years.
And the It movies, that's some weird shit.
Dude, that was some weird shit. It was a lot more weird when you took a bunch of shrooms and went and saw them.
I mean, so what? So what do you?
It's been like 2 years. It doesn't even matter. I can say it now. That was not. I don't recommend it. Don't recommend it.
Well, okay. So would you say like you're really big in like Stephen King movies and stuff, or just like just It?
His books are better. The films are really hit and miss. But I've read a good bit of his books.
See, I will say this: Stephen King book that went to like a little movie, TV series is 11/22/63.
That's great. With James Franco.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, I ate crow on that because I thought it was going to suck. I admit that. Yeah, I was like, dang, this is actually pretty good. I've watched it probably 10 times.
I saw Hulu, Stephen King, James Franco, and I was sold.
Well, yeah. I saw it. I was like, man, I don't want to fucking watch this. And dude, it's just like the first episode hooked me. It was just back in time. That was a good one. Yeah, it was really good.
See, that's the way you need to do his books. You just do it as a miniseries. TV shows get stretched out too long. Movies can't cover them. Just do a 6-8 episode miniseries, call it a day.
Man, but 11/22, man, I really wanted that to be more. I wanted more. Like when it ended, I wanted more.
That's all it needed. It's all it needed.
I know it's all it needed, but I wanted more. Like, I wanted seasons. I love.
How many times is he going to go back in time though? He can only do that like twice.
I mean, you could go back more. It just resets every time, so you're going back to the same day every time.
So you're basically making the entire show essentially pointless.
Well, you could. I think what they could have showed is more of the in betweens. That you did.
They could.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a great series. They did They did the best they can with it, and they ended it like they should have. And a lot of TV shows do not get that good ending. It's very sad at the end. Not to be a spoiler, but you've had like 4 years to watch it, so get the fuck over yourself. So,
pretty much how I feel at this point.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I think it was a great. I think that's the best Stephen King series that's been adapted to any movie or TV show. Period.
It's probably, yeah, I'd say so too.
So that brings to the kind of reminded me earlier when we got you on here. What do you think about the Joe Biden pick of Kamala Harris? Do you think it's going to draw some votes over? Do you think it's going to be something that's not going to work out?
Nah, it's going to backfire, man. You had them at the primaries arguing with each other. She didn't say, I want to be clear, she didn't say it word for word. She basically called him a racist, said she believed his accusers, and now 4 months later, they're best friends. It's not going to work out. Everyone's going to see through it. Their whole plan is to get Biden elected so they can replace him with Harris.
I've heard a lot more people say that. I think I heard somebody say that today, actually. Yeah, I couldn't. It doesn't sound so far-fetched to me.
It really doesn't. See, I'm not super big on conspiracy theories. You got stuff like Operation Northwoods, which is proven to be real. But when you get into that crazy QAnon shit that has no substance behind it, I jump out. Harris stuff makes sense, man. Biden does not seem to be there mentally. Even reading off a speech, he can't nail it. There's no way he lasts 4 years. So when they picked Harris for him, it draws red flags. That's who they want in charge.
Yeah, I mean I think Biden's definitely going to be a one-term president, regardless. I do
Yeah,
not see him lasting 8 years. I don't.
I really
Now,
don't either.
with today's modern medicine, prop him up with some strings in the back, maybe. I don't know. You know, but yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that you can see what direction they wanted to go. And I don't think his VP picks were the best of what
They
could have
really
been.
weren't. Because you
I
had
think,
Susan Rice, you had Elizabeth Warren, you had Harris, and then
yeah,
I think he had one other chick, but none of them were really winners.
yeah, and I'm not voting for neither of them.
Me
Neither
either.
Trump or Biden. I'm not doing it. If that's somebody you want to vote for, well, by all means, I'm not. But to that point, my problem is I'm going to see how you feel about this too. Is we got four people: Pence, Trump, Harris, and Biden. Okay, and those are the best four we got out of
So
100 million plus people eligible to run for the office, and this is what we get.
right.
That's what really bothers me. And it's not. I think each of them have their own good things about them, but you know, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think it's complete garbage, especially on the left when they've screamed, let's beat Trump, and then this is what you come out with.
Yeah.
You come out with a guy that doesn't remember what he did last week, and then and that's just to me that's just crazy. You
I
had
mean that
Tulsi. I was a big Tulsi guy. I wanted Tulsi.
same here.
You
Wanted
know,
Tosi and Yang.
yeah. I thought Tulsi. I think she had the. I mean, she was ex-mil. I mean, she was still in the military. You know, I thought she would have been a
Political
really good candidate,
experience.
but she was. She can't be bought, and that's the
Exactly.
problem.
And the
So
moment she got up on that debate stage and skewered a few of them, that was the end of her campaign. Because
I mean,
they were behind the scenes watching her saying she must be stopped at any cost.
yeah, and I hope that she comes back around in 4 years because, like I said, Biden's not going to run.
He's not.
If he does, I'll be holy shit. So, but we'll
I
see.
think Biden was picked simply because they think anyone can beat Trump. Their whole platform is anyone but Trump. But the thing is, when you get someone up there who clearly has dementia, too many of the country is going to see through that. They're not going to buy into that shit. Even the ones like me and you that don't like Trump, we're going to look at Biden and say, there's no way he can be president.
Yeah.
So these people are either going to vote for Trump or they're not going to vote at all.
So you don't think a third party has a chance?
I really don't. Third party makes a lot of sense, but the way to dismantle the two-party system is not to vote third party once every 4 years, get less than 1% of the vote, and say, "Yay, we did a good job." You're
Yeah.
gonna have to start changing the left and the right if you want real change. I mean, look at Gary Johnson. How often do you hear about him now?
No, you don't.
You think Joe Jurgensen is going to be any different in 4 years? And that's not to say she's a bad candidate because she's actually pretty decent,
Yeah.
but
I
she's not going to be on the debate stage. She's not going to get enough support. She'll be
yeah.
forgotten about.
Well, I would kind of disagree a little bit with that. I do think in the future, especially with our demographic age, you know, I do think eventually our generation or even the younger ones will kind of see through this, two-party system that's
I mean, I
completely
hope so,
is a
man.
train wreck of
It
a,
is.
I used to be a staunch Republican. I really was, and then as you grow older, you kind of, you start seeing other things, you start, branching out a little bit, and then you're like, man, like I don't see what the point in that, not, for somebody how they want to be, you know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
that's completely fine, but I think the Republican side is complete garbage, and I think the Democratic side is complete garbage. I think they just bicker back and forth. Like we can't even get a bill made up in Congress. It's all
Right.
it's left versus right. It's like you're acting like a 10-year-old, and that's the problem that we run into. And
Yep.
my hope is that one day when we get older, that we don't have this two-party system. I mean, look at what George Washington said about political parties. They will divide, and he warned against it in his farewell address. Look it up, so it's, that's what scares me the most is political parties more than anything. That's why I don't affiliate myself with one.
Right. Yeah, I don't either. But I mean, the flags are there when you have Trump labeled as a Republican and Bernie as a Democrat. Neither one are those. There's just nothing else for them to jump into because they know if they run as independent, it's not going to work.
No, exactly. And I agree with that. Yeah, that's something that I'm hoping gets addressed in the future for the country's sake, really, because this two-party thing is not working. It hasn't worked.
If you really sit there, 8 years or so, give or take.
Yeah.
But now, if you think about it, there's really, on the left, there's two different kinds of left. You got the left, then you got the far left.
Oh, God.
And it's less prevalent on the right, but the right's the same way. You got your average Republicans, and then you got the alt-right Republicans. And you can't tell me that these left and these alt-left people are the same party, because they're not. Someone like AOC is not the same as Joe Biden.
No,
but they're together in the same party, and we're expected to pretend like it makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's the, that's what kind of scares me the most as well. It's, the far right and the far left of these political parties are so far out of touch with a lot of things. Don't get me wrong, there is some good ideas that they both have. Not for saying I agree with them.
Right.
But, they want what is best for them or what they think is best for the country. So it's like, the far left, they agree with, the, LGBT, rights, this and that, which that's completely fine. What I don't agree with is, the fact of socialism. I'm not much for that. Then they're all right. Yeah. They got this, nationalism thing. I love America. You know what I'm saying? That's where I agree with that at. But this whole, racist shit, you know what I'm saying? Like that's got to go. There's no place for it anymore, or ever really. But unfortunately it's still around in some areas. But that's just my opinion on that. I think the far left is very scary.
Too, and I think they're a lot more vocal than the far right as well.
Oh yeah, I mean you got to think there's, hell, look at AOC.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually she's going to run for president.
Don't even go there.
I mean, eventually she is. I mean, if she doesn't, I would be highly shocked if she doesn't.
I know he's a liberal, but that's a book Stephen King needs to get on real quick.
Or, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know how. I think she's, 31? Something like that. So she's got.
Around there, yeah. 2 years.
Yeah, about two election cycles probably. She can run. Something like that. Yeah, she's got shit out of me.
She does.
I think she is dangerous. And
she is, and she doesn't realize she's dangerous, and that's the bad part.
No. But, hey, now, like Elizabeth Warren's, Warren's Warren, she's an old classic Democrat. I think she's, and there's nothing wrong with these individual people.
Right.
They believe what they believe. And that's, at the end of the day, we're all Americans. That's where we need to start treating each other as, not just as,
I don't think
individuals.
They realize that these ideas they have aren't going to work in a country with, 360 million people?
Yeah, 360 million, something like that, yeah.
We have too many people. These ideas of income equality, it's a fairy tale. Obviously, it's a good way to go, if possible, but in this country, it's not going to work out.
No. I mean,
it sucks, because it is a good idea in principle, but there's no way to actually execute it.
Yeah, and I think, with that, we're in debt, like $20-some trillion.
I think we're up to 24 now.
Yeah, there needs to be some definite change within that of this spending money we don't even have. We're just printing bills. That's all we're doing. So.
It almost feels like a fictional concept at this point.
But I wanted to ask you. I was like, I know you're not the biggest Trump guy in the world, and this coronavirus. How do you all feel about that? I was kind of curious, like if you You think it's overblown? Do you think Trump could have done better? What do you think about that?
I think it's exposed a lot of flaws on a lot of sides. Because whether Trump would have been in charge or Obama or Hillary or whoever, I think this shit still would have been bad. Because they've said for years now that we are not prepared for any type of situation like this. Some big virus at this level, our country's not prepared.
Yeah.
But I do think Trump was really slow to act. And I think he probably lost some lives doing that. But at the same time, if you look at state governments, both on the left and the right, you got places like Florida, you got places like New York, they clearly fucked up too. And at the tip of it, you got the WHO who exposed themselves as not knowing what the fuck they're even talking about. One day it's wear a mask, the next day is masks don't do anything, the next day it's just kidding wear a mask. And then finally, us, individual citizens of this country. If we would have just back in February or March just all came together and said, fuck it, let's wear a mask for a couple months, I think we would be a lot better off right now. But too many people are too scared of tyranny, thinking that this is all some big political game, just refusing to take care of it. So really, in a way, it's all our faults. It's gotten to this point. It's not just Trump. It's not just the state governments. It's all of us.
Yeah, I think the thing is, and my feeling on this is, I'm a less government guy.
Same here.
I don't think the government should have to tell you to do this, to do that. I think some government is good. There has to be some type of government, for other situations and everything. But the government saying you have to do this, you have to wear this, you have to wear that, no. Now, if like an individual business says, hey, say you own a business, right? And even if it's pandemic or not, if you want to force people to come in your business they have to wear a mask or they have to wear a scarf on their fucking face, then guess what? You pay taxes, so you call the shots.
Yep.
It's now is it a pain in the ass? Yeah. It's not the most ideal thing, but I'm a firm believer that, we will get through this. It's just something that's going to take a little bit of time. I think Americans have been through worse, whether it be the Great Depression, the first Spanish flu, even other countries were around with that, World War I, the Civil War, even World War II, we always come out on top. Right. And that's the thing.
It is dwindling a little bit. We had that second spike, but from what I've seen the last week or so, numbers are going back down.
Yeah, I think it will. And I'm hoping, and I want to see what your opinion is on this too, is to the first part where it's overblown. Do you think like the media has a lot to do with that, or is that something that's Trump driven, or is that?
It is. It is, because they looked at this as an opportunity to shit on Trump. Because despite, this not being the biggest thing, here's what happens. You get something like this going on. If your first thought is, how can we blame Trump? You got a fucking problem. Sure, he's got his faults. He's definitely guilty to an extent. But if you need to overblow this and act like it's the new plague just because you want him to lose an election, you shouldn't be in fucking office. You shouldn't be in fucking media. Yeah. That's how CNN is. That's how MSNBC is. On the flip side, that's how Fox News is. So yeah, I think it's serious. We got 160,000 people dead right now. But at the same time, the media is trying to make it worse just to get what they want.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think there's definitely, to what you said before, I think, Trump could have acted sooner. I think there was that as well, and there's also some faults on the governors as well in some certain states, like Cuomo or whoever, but I hope, when this election is over, a lot of people have come up to me and said this and that. And I think once the election is over, it's going to go away, which I don't want to believe that. And if it's true, if it's true, that will be very disheartening to me, by the media. But I don't think that will be the case.
I don't either.
I don't think. Now, I will say this. I will say that once the election is over, depending on whoever wins, probably even if Trump wins, that you're going to see a change of tone.
You will.
Because they're going to be like, say if Trump wins, they're going to be like, well, we got to change our tone because we can't do this for another 4 years. Can't do it. Now if
I
Biden
don't think
wins,
they'll
I think,
try to just immediately impeach him again if he wins.
where are they going to go on? They
What they
wasted.
went
They
on
wasted.
before.
They wasted their opportunity on that. You know what I'm saying?
They did.
And I
They
think
did.
that's part of the problem. They tried bringing him up on a bogus ass charge.
Yep.
This and that, and that's all you heard for 2.5, 3 years. And then guess what? Right after the impeachment, guess what comes around? Coronavirus.
See, the thing with that though is it's not just the United States.
No, that's true.
Coronavirus
That's
is
true.
everywhere.
True.
And I told someone this the other day when we were talking about it because they think the whole thing, just top to bottom, is a conspiracy. Not that it's overblown. The whole fucking thing's conspiracy.
Yeah.
So I asked this guy. I said, "Do you really think the entire world has collectively came together and said, you know what? Fuck Donald Trump. Either created or pretended there's a virus, unleashed it on the entire world just to get one man out of office." So I mean, the virus is real. But you still got people trying to exaggerate it, overblow it, just so they can shit on Trump.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I know I've heard that before. I don't see that. Because I don't necessarily think these other countries are going to destroy their own economies just to get somebody out of office that has ill or no effect on them whatsoever.
Exactly.
Now,
but these are the people who read this stuff, and the reason they believe it is because our media and our government's already distrustful.
Yeah.
So they see something, it kind of makes sense in their head, it kind of clicks to them, but they can't get all the pieces there. But because they already distrust the government, they just roll with it.
Yeah, and I think that's, I will say this on the Trump. The one thing that I do really like, I like he wants a strong military and also want, a tough stance on China, which, my feelings on China is I think they're the most dangerous thing since Nazi Germany.
Without a doubt.
I will say that, and I will, and I'll continue to say that. Not saying they are Nazi Germany by any chance. What Nazi Germany did was completely, we don't know if China's doing that, but what Nazi Germany did is, unmatchable. There's nothing I hope ever comes around to imagine that ever again.
Now I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah,
it is good that Trump stood up to China. That's one of the things he's done that I have really, really liked.
Yeah, and then you got the people that, to the whole, Germany thing. It's like, people are like, oh, Trump's Hitler, this and that. I'm like, dude, what?
Those same people, though, if you ask them to give you 3 examples as to how Trump is Hitler, they can't even give you one fucking example.
No, they'll say.
Ask them for 3 just to really try and make them think, but they can't even give you one.
Yeah,
He's not Hitler. He's just a douchebag.
Yeah, he's just. Does he like power? Yeah, but
well, of course. I mean, which president doesn't?
But to say that he's the, we gotta think, man. I think that's the problem. Is history is not taught like it should be taught in America. Example, you got these people that throw, and basically when you do that, you're undermining, the 6+ million Jews that were fucking mass murdered.
Yeah.
We're not even counting them. We're talking homosexuals. We're talking gypsies. We're talking multiple millions of people, civilians alike, from the Soviets, whichever, and this dude literally started the bloodiest conflict the world's ever seen, and hopefully ever will see.
But apparently Trump is right there with him, according to the left.
Yeah, I mean, but
and then they wonder why no one wants to side with them anymore. they got to fucking chill. He's got to chill, take a breath, accept that he's a douchebag, and you disagree with him, but he's not Satan reincarnated.
Yeah, it's the same people that said Obama was the Antichrist.
Right. Yep.
It's the same thing. Like, why? Like, like you said, is he a douchebag? Yeah. Does he like power? Yeah. But does he lock minorities into a gas chamber? And like, you know what I'm saying? Say it's a shower? Hell no. No.
They did both lock kids in cages, though.
Well, I think Obama was doing that stuff too.
He was. That's why I said
You
both.
know,
Yeah,
I don't agree with it. And I think that's definitely wrong on all levels. But that was definitely, you never hear about that though.
You don't. You only hear about Trump doing it. You don't hear about Obama.
No, you don't.
It's just really selective with what they cover, what they get mad at.
And don't get me wrong, every president, if you peel back the layers, there's some bad shit they would have done, but you got to do what you think is right to protect the country. And that's
exactly.
at the
I don't think Obama was a bad person. I don't think Trump was a bad person. He just made very questionable decisions.
Yeah, it's, but I think it's at the end of the day, to finish that, is I think you have people, regardless, whether it's Bush, Obama, Trump, whoever, it doesn't matter. If they could literally come to your door and hand you $1 million and the cure for whatever, Alzheimer's, cancer, whatever, and you'd still hate their fucking guts.
Right. And I know people personally like that, man. I see that shit on Facebook.
Yeah, and that's, I think as America, we need to, as citizens of America, we need to get past that. We need to come together and, because America, when we are together, is the greatest country the world's ever seen. And I will stand by that. I will continue to say that. Is America perfect? No, hell no. But what country is?
Right.
So, and I stand by it. I love this country. I support it, whatever. Now, is it perfect? No. But no one is. Nor
we'll never be perfect, but the goal is to get as close as possible.
Yeah. You have freedom of speech. You can protest freely.
Yep.
Go
even
to China.
During coronavirus.
Go to China. Right. See what's happening over there.
North Korea and try that.
Yeah, go over there. And that's what these people are saying, oh, fuck America. Fuck. There's the door, bub. I guarantee you'll be wanting back in here about 2 weeks.
They would.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're not perfect, but guess what? You have rights here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I support that. But, that's my feelings on it. So, but no, man, I do fucking appreciate you even coming on today.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. We'll have to get you back on here soon as well again. But again, I do want to thank Nick Young for coming on the show today. And also I do want to thank the continued support that I've been given throughout these last few, since the beginning. And just a reminder, these episodes will be on YouTube, Spotify, Google Play, and iTunes now. So I do appreciate that. And please subscribe. And I want to thank you for coming on, man. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll be back soon.
All right, man. Peace.
See ya.